Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today we're diving into the hidden dangers of bed rest, specifically explaining the CITBE heel cushion. We're going to take the raw data, features, and claims right from this highly rated medical products listing and, break them down into some really clear, structured takeaways. Let's get right into it.
Now, medical equipment listings can be incredibly dense, right? But unpacking them is literally vital for patient care. When we think about surgery recovery or caring for a bedridden loved one, our minds usually jump straight to the obvious challenges, like pain management. But what is the hidden danger of prolonged bed rest? Well, it's a quiet, slow-building problem: heel pressure. When a patient spends days or weeks lying flat, that localized pressure on the fragile skin of the heel can lead to pressure ulcers, or as we usually call them, bedsores. It's a really painful reality for post-surgery patients, turning what should be a restful recovery into a prolonged nightmare of discomfort.
Okay, let's dive into this. The manufacturer's listing tackles this head-on with two main clinical goals: pressure relief and bedsore prevention. So what does this actually mean in a practical sense? Basically, it's about dispersing that physical pressure away from the natural curves of the heel. When you distribute that weight effectively, you prevent those dangerous pressure ulcers from ever forming in the first place. And, perhaps even more importantly, you create an environment that actively supports the healing of deep tissue injuries that might already be there. It's all about offloading that localized stress.
So, to actually achieve this relief, the listing introduces a highly specific, engineered solution. Meet the CITBE Adjustable Heel Protector Cushion. Now, to be clear, this isn't just some standard pillow you toss at the foot of the bed. As the source material shows us, this is a specialized boot. It's designed as a proactive defense for elderly, bedridden individuals and folks recovering from surgery. It's a purposeful tool built from the ground up to take on the exact clinical challenges we just defined. Let's take a look at how this engineered system actually functions in the real world. Instead of just rattling off a random list of features, these therapeutic claims form a pretty cool mini-narrative of complete foot protection. For comfort, the cushion rocks a high elastic core that completely conforms to the heel, all wrapped up in a breathable, skin-friendly construction, which, by the way, is absolutely crucial for long-term wear. For structural support, you've got a universal fit combined with integrated ankle stabilization. Plus, it's totally suitable for both flat and sideline positions, without adding a bunch of heavy, extra burden to the patient's leg.
And this brilliantly illustrates the night and day difference between standard bed rest and using a specialized tool. A standard resting foot is basically a sitting duck, highly vulnerable to pressure points and prone to unnatural rolling, or what the medical field calls inversion and eversion. But the CITBE support boot, it actively stabilizes the ankles with a wrap design to prevent that painful rolling. It does all of this while simultaneously offloading the heel pressure. So you're getting this fantastic dual-action support system. Now, to make sure all this protection actually stays put, the manufacturer highlights a really upgraded design. We're talking reinforced hook and loop fasteners, which let caregivers dial in a super snug, personalized tightness. And to fight that incredibly common issue of the boot shifting or just completely falling off during the night, it uses dedicated anti-slip straps. The whole thing is wrapped in a wear-resistant outer layer for long-term durability, while the inside features a soft, built-in pillow inner pad. Basically, it's designed to minimize any kind of friction against the skin.
That focus on comfort totally extends to the physical makeup of the cushion, too. According to the raw material specs from the listing, the boot uses a very specific blend: 60% cotton and 40% polyester. This exact ratio isn't an accident. It's purposefully selected to give you the natural, soft touch of cotton, which, is super gentle and totally necessary for sensitive elderly skin, while backing it up with the durability and moisture-wicking power of synthetic polyester.
So why does this specific fabric blend matter so much for long-term care? Well, the product claims a porous design that actively boosts airflow. Look, when a patient is stuck in bed all day, keeping the foot dry and cool is literally essential. By avoiding that awful stuffiness, you are drastically lowering the risks of allergies, skin maceration, or causing secondary injuries from just excess moisture and friction. It fundamentally boils down to maintaining a healthy, breathable microclimate around the foot during medical rehab.
Now, from a caregiver's perspective, usability is just as critical as the therapeutic benefits, right? And the source material breaks this down into a totally hassle-free process. Step 1, you simply unpack the boot, slip the cushion onto the foot, and adjust those hook and loop fasteners for a good fit. Step 2, secure the anti-slip straps so that targeted support stays exactly where you put it. And Step 3, for ongoing maintenance, the lining is completely removable and machine washable. This makes maintaining high hygiene standards, whether you're at home, in a nursing facility, or a hospital, just super easy.
Of course, when we're analyzing any medical care product, we want to know, does it actually work in the real world? Well, according to the listing data, this cushion holds an impressive 4.4 out of 5-star rating. Furthermore, the listing proudly points out that over 300 units were bought in the past month alone. That is some serious social proof. It indicates that a whole lot of caregivers and patients are trusting this exact design for their deep tissue therapy in daily pressure prevention.
If you're actually considering integrating this into a care routine, the purchasing options detailed in the source data are pretty straightforward. You've got 3 color choices: blue, gray, and red. For the blue and gray, you can snag either a single 1-piece cushion or a 2-piece pair. But just a quick heads up, actually, if you opt for the red color, the listing currently only shows a 1-piece option available. Still, it makes it incredibly clear what variations you can pick up for your specific situation.
As for the cost of this targeted relief, the base 1-piece blue model is listed at a really accessible price point of just $26.99. When you stop and analyze the complex engineering here, from that high elastic core to the ankle stabilization and the highly specific breathable fabric blend, the data really positions this as a super small investment for some major daily pain relief and bedsore prevention.
We've seen exactly how the CITBE Adjustable Heel Protector Cushion is engineered to offload pressure, stabilize the ankle, and maintain a perfectly breathable environment for healing. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. When the hidden dangers of bed rest can cause so much secondary pain and suffering, is it time to upgrade your home care toolkit? Proactive comfort can absolutely make all the difference in a loved one's recovery journey. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay focused, and I'll catch you next time.